Welcome, everyone, to this study. We're starting a study today. It's the book of the prophet Jeremiah. And here in chapter 1, we have the time of these prophecies. Now, remember in this that everything's not in chronological order, although parts of this is, and these major prophets are like this a bunch, that not everything just goes chronologically. But we do, as we begin this, we do have the timing of this. Okay, and as most of the prophecies always are, we got to look for those fulfillment prophecies that go all the way to the end times, to our time. Okay, because this battle over idolatry and this war against Baal, who is another name for Satan, it has not ended. It has never ended. It will end, though, in our time as we're headed into the tribulation. But the battle goes on here. Just remember that we have we have the times where the prophecy was given, and then there are other symbols and signs given to us so that we know what time period the prophecy is about, whether it's about Judah at this time and Israel at this time, or whether it's the future Israel. We have plenty of these similitude language words to let us know what time the prophet is talking about. Or is he talking about both times in a paragraph? The battle starts, it goes on, then it ends, and all that can be in a paragraph, and it can even be in a sentence. So, at the beginning of this, we're going to see a broad time period that these prophecies are given to him in. And remember, in this, we're going to see a lot of the history in the middle of these prophecies. We're going to see some of the brutality they gave him as we're enduring this attack on everything that's good today. Well, you're going to see how they attacked the prophet here, the prophet Jeremiah. He had some pretty rough treatment here by his fellow kinsmen. All right, so we're going to start off with the time period, and it's a broad time period that he prophesied through. Now remember, he hid the ark for God, and he also got to see the return to the Nehemiah temple. He's listed there as returning with the people. So he starts off really young, prophesying, and he continues a long time, folks. So he saw a lot of things come and go. He saw kings come and go, folks. Okay? All right, so without any further introduction, let's get busy. And my favorite subject in the Bible, where I'm just the most comfortable reading, and that is prophecy, folks. So, here we are in Jeremiah, chapter 1, verse 1. The words of Jeremiah, the son of Hilkiah, of the priests that were in Anathoth in the land of Benjamin, to whom the word of the Lord came in the days of Josiah, the son of Ammon, king of Judah, in the 13th year of his reign. Okay, so there's one end of these prophecies. Now listen to this. It came also in the days of Jehoiakim, the son of Josiah, king of Judah, okay, unto the end of the 11th year of Zedekiah, the son of Josiah, king of Judah, unto the carrying away of Jerusalem captive in the 5th month. Okay? So this covers a vast time period, what you just heard here. This is Zedekiah's who Nebuchadnezzar set up. So when it says that it goes all the way to the 11th year, that includes Zedekiah being set up by Nebuchadnezzar reigning for 10 years, going astray, and then the siege by Babylon against them for rebelling. And then that was the second time, and that was where Nebuchadnezzar really socked them good and carried them away. So this introduction here on these parts of the prophecy, they go through this time period that we just talked about. Now, as we go back into the book of Kings, we'll hit this again, and you'll see what we're talking about with the timing of these kings and the names being changed. And Nebuchadnezzar said he gave him the name Zedekiah. Okay, so we'll be hitting these time periods again, and a lot of the things here in Jeremiah will harmonize really well together so we can get a good picture of what the history really is and our future history to come. Okay, so the Jerusalem captive in the 5th month, and I mean Nebuchadnezzar really tore it up then. All right, it says, "Then the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee, and before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee, and I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations." Well, I thought that baby was dead in the womb. Isn't that what science teaches us? Isn't that what my school taught me as I went to Manchester High School? Didn't they teach me that baby ain't alive in there in the womb? So abortion's okay. Well, that ain't what it says here. It says that when he was in the belly, I knew thee. And before you were born, I sanctified thee. And I ordained thee a prophet, capital P, unto the nations. So that don't sound like that baby's dead in the womb to me. Does anybody believe that garbage anymore? That has any decency left in them and common sense? How could you believe anything science tells you? All right. So in 6 it says, "Then said I, Ah, Lord God, behold, I cannot speak, for I am a child." Okay, so now here's the Lord talking to him as a child. Now the Lord has done this to lots of these great prophets, even Samuel, whose mother dedicated him to the tabernacle, and yet the Lord spoke to him as a child. All right, 7, new paragraph. "But the Lord said unto me, Say not, I am a child, for thou shalt go to all that I shall send thee, and whatsoever I command thee, thou shalt speak." So notice when the Lord sets up somebody, and when people take it on themselves to say they're holier than thou, big difference. We're going to run into the other side. We're going to run into the priests of Baal who say they were set up, see? The priests of Belial. Okay, but here you see when God sets you up, you're set up. And that's just it, like he did Paul, like he did Samuel. And here he's doing it to Jeremiah. But listen to this protection here. It says, "Be not afraid of their faces, for I am with thee to deliver thee, saith the Lord." Then the Lord put forth his hand and touched my mouth, and the Lord said unto me, "Behold, I have put my words in thy mouth." And that's one thing, period. That's one thing I love about prophecy, because this gets the direct quotes. No in between. Comes out of the mouth of the prophet. The prophet ain't making this up. "Thus saith the Lord," quotation marks. You follow me? And that's what we get here with prophecy. We get the straight talk. 10, it says, See, I have this day set thee over the nations and over the kingdoms to root out and to pull down and to destroy and to throw down, to build and to plant, period. And we're going to see this type of thing today, folks. We are going to see the fall of these evil Satanists that are plaguing the world. And they're plaguing the church. And they are going to be rooted out and they are going to be pulled down. And here's going to come the bride of Christ. How blessed are we to see that. But you see how God's prophet is over all this. You want to talk about someone that's ordained, someone that has an office? Well, here's an office. God's prophet. 11 is a new paragraph again. It says, Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Jeremiah, what seest thou? Question mark. And I said, I see a rod of an almond tree, period. Okay, now you see, this is where people get mixed up, because people will come in here, these theologians, and they'll take this one sentence and say, what does this mean to me? See, there's the deception. We don't care what it means to us. What we need to know is, what is God trying to say with his similitude? And how do we do that? We read on. How about that? Then comes the plain speaking. See? And they don't ever do that. That's why you can't have hunt and peck ministry. That is the playground for their deceptions. See, all we do is, that was 11, we read on in 12. Then said the Lord unto me, Thou hast well seen, for I will hasten my word to perform it. And the word of the Lord came unto me the second time, saying, What seest thou? Question mark. And I said, I see a seething pot, and the face thereof was towards the north. Okay. And that north is towards Babylon. Babylon, Assyria. Okay, and 14. Okay, so he's seen the seething pot, and he's seen the almond tree, the rod of an almond tree. Then the Lord said unto me, Out of the north an evil shall break forth upon all the inhabitants of the land. In 15, For lo, I will call all the families of the kingdoms of the north, saith the Lord, and they shall come, and they shall set every one his throne at the entering of the gates of Jerusalem, and against all the walls thereof round about, and against all the cities of Judah. You see, this was a siege. This was a siege. They came there, and when it says all the Nebuchadnezzar's in charge, but you see, when Nebuchadnezzar took over, it's like when he went into Moab. Moab, you either send your armies with me to help me or else. So lots of these countries said, okay, listen, King, we'll help you. So here they are, see? And they're all against Judah here in this future history that they're going to get here in the carrying away. 16, okay, so they're surrounded. The kings have all got their pavilions set up, their tents, and they're drinking wine, and they're surrounding them, cutting all their water off and everything. 16, it says, And I will utter my judgments against them, touching all their wickedness, who have forsaken me, and have burnt incense unto other gods, and worshipped the works of their own hands. Period. Okay? All right, so let's look at that. Why are they burning incense? Well, they look into the smoke and they look for the spirit to form figures within the incense. Oh, yes, they do. Yeah. And notice here that these gods, these things that are built with hands, that they believe these devils actually deceive these people into not only seeing figures in that smoke, but also the image talks to them. How about that? Okay? And the fact is that that's what we're doing today. Are we not telling everyone that we're going to be robotics? Or are we not saying that we're going to marry machines and become gods? Oh, yes, we are. See, they're deceiving everybody. Here we are getting our earthquakes all over the whole firmament of the earth, and yet they're feeding it into the patriot community that the world government's doing that to people. It's causing these earthquakes. But yet, you go back through history, go back, and you look at the earthquakes. How long have they been going on? Yes, we have an outpouring of it, because that's what God promised. But they ain't doing it from some earthquake machine. This is God Almighty's hand. But you see, they get you to think that this science is almighty. Oh, yes. Yes. You got to worship science. Oh, the robots, they're so smart. They don't have high blood pressure. The robots don't. Yeah, they're convincing everybody as these people that think they're cutting edge. Oh, yeah, the world government, they're busy with their earthquake machines doing this. Listen to me. They have hid the real science that they have from the public. Why would they give you real science? They will never, ever, ever divulge truth to you. They believe in the power of the lie. And that's involved right here in this religion in 16 that we're talking about. Okay. And we're going to see more of this. We're going to see prophecies that go right to today and tomorrow in the book of Jeremiah. But here you got the attitude that God has over this type of worshiping of our works. Oh, we're going to, listen, they ain't ever been past a Van Allen radiation belt ever. You go up there, it's going to fry you like a bug. You go through there with a rocket, it's going to burn up like a little... Listen, the only satellites are LEO, low Earth orbiting. They just are. You go up any further, you get radiated. That's the bottom line. They're liars, and they're not giving you the science. And I tell you, you look at when and where these earthquakes hit, and it tells the story of what God thinks, like gay Mardi Gras. How'd that work out with that tsunami down there? How did it work out over there in India when they were on the winter solstice, carrying their God around in a parade? Yeah, they're talking God is being carried around on the winter solstice, and here the Lord rattles the India like a rag doll, like a grizzly bear had a hold of a pork chop shaking it. That parade ended real quick. Okay? God controls the weather. Period. Not the works of men's hands. 17, thou therefore gird up thy loins, in a new paragraph, and arise and speak unto them all that I command thee. Be not dismayed at their faces, lest I confound thee before them. So don't fear. That's another thing today, as we're girding up our loins against this brutal world government and what they're doing to everybody. We cannot be fearful of these skunks. 18. For behold, I have made thee this day a defense city and an iron pillar. in brazen walls against the whole land, against the kings of Judah, against the princes thereof, against the priests, capital P, thereof, and against the people of the land. And they shall fight against thee, but they shall not prevail against thee. For I am with thee, saith the Lord, to deliver thee. Now, this is the same protection that we have to lean on the Lord today. Now, he's a one-man band walking up here and reproving the great men of Judah. Okay, and God just told him, you don't waver here, or I'm not going to be very happy with you. That's a paraphrase. So I'll see you, folks, as we go on into chapter 2. Bye-bye.